So good day, ma'am. I am Siddiq Didumigito, and I will be presenting the AIA process or practices in Thailand. So first, let's start with the implementation of the EIA process in Thailand. So the governing body in the AA process in Thailand is the Enhancement and Conservation of Natural Environmental Quality Act, or the NEQA of 1992, and it serves as the foundation of a legal framework for environment regulation in Thailand. And under this legislation, there is Ministry of Natural Resources and Environment, similar to the Department of Environment and Natural Resources in the Philippines. Thailand also has MONRE. It provides specific details of the EIA requirements, procedures, and project type. While under the MONRE, there is the EIEB, or the Environmental Impact Evaluation Bureau. It is responsible for the administration of the EIA process. And next to that is the ONEP, which responsible for regulating and overseeing the AA process in Thailand. And under naman sa ONEP, there is also the ERC, or the Expert Review Committee, which investigate the AIA report for acceptance or rejection. So the role of the ERC is to accept or reject the AIA report in a certain project. So this is the project title, which the Pluoc Daeng Power Plant project in 2019 in Thailand. So the key focus of the AIA is that they focus on potential environmental impacts of the project, including the air quality, water quality, land use, biodiversity, socio-economic impacts. So the importance of AIA in Pluoc Daeng power plant, it is that it is located in the Pluoc Daeng Industrial Park, which impose potential environmental impact or related to pollutions. So though this is the AIU process in Thailand, provided by the Office of the Natural Resources and Environmental Policy and Planning, or the ONEP, under the Ministry of Natural Resources and the Environment. So first, there is a project screening. Thus, the project requires an EHIA report. So this EHIA report is important in such projects that causes either damage to the environment or causing pollution. Second is determine scope and approach. So there is scoping, and under this determine scope and approach is also involved public scoping for the public to participate. And the third one is scoping, which the E or HIA report on impacts of the project. And next is the assessment. Then next to that is determine protection and monitoring measures. And also there is also involved focus group or focus group discussion in the assessment. While after that, there is a preparation analysis for the E or HIA report, and it's open for public review. So the proposed EHA report to ONEP and ERC, and then the ERC reviews the EIA or HIA report. It's either rejected or approved. In case if it is approved, the Independent Commission on Environmental Health and Offense opinion, and grants permitting uh, grants a permit for the project, or it will undergo the permitting agency and public hearing. So if it is rejected, the project proponent will be advised to revise their EIA report. So this EIA ONEP EIA review and approval process is also it is already given in the project document, and it's in the picture we can see that there is a project proponent, which is followed by the submission of the EIA report to the ONEP or permitting agency. And then after that, the ONEP examines the EIA in 15 days. So the big difference between Thailand and the Philippines EIA process is that Thailand have a timeline or a deadline of days that the documents will be checked. So ONEP examines the EIA in 15 days, and after that, the ONEP makes preliminary comment in also in 15 days. And after the preliminary comment of the ONEP, the expert review committee reviews the AA in 45 days, and if it is approved, the permitting agency grants license already. But if it disapproved, the project proponent resubmit the ONEP and permitting agency in 180 days, or 80 days. 180 days, I'm sorry. It is 180 days. And the ERC committee reviews the EIA in 30 days, and if it is already approved, the permitting agency grants a license. And if the ERC disapproves the AA report, now end of the reviewing process, or the project proponent will resubmit the reviewed EIA report and submit a new EIA report. Or either in case of disagree with ERC opinion that disapprove report, they may file a lawsuit at the what you call this at the administrative court within 90 days. So the next one is the contents of the Thai EIA report. So the contents of the Thai EIA report, I'll be just running this quickly. So we have the introduction, which solely describes the background information, purpose of the project, specification, essence of the project operations, objective of the report, as well as the content and methodology of the studies. Second is the project description, where it clearly understood and visualized, and the detailed information must include project type, the project location, project operation methods, supporting activities, plant layout, and consideration of alternative ways to develop the project. So the third one is existing environmental conditions. So this provides the baseline information of the existing environmental conditions. The fourth one is public participation, which is also important because during EIA process, the stakeholders are encouraged to engage, including information disclosure and consultation with the affected people. So number 5, we have the environmental impact assessment, which is the direct or indirect, short or long-term environmental impacts from the projects must be assessed in this part. The sixth one is the health impact assessment, in which this section focuses on the impacts from the project development on the health by using the results from chapter 4. So this chapter 4 is already present in the documents that I have downloaded. So the last one is the environmental action plan. So this part, the section describes project operation to prevent and correct impacts, or this in short is the mitigation measures or the monitoring plan included. So let's proceed to the mitigation measures of Loic Daeng power plant project. So first, the soil resources. So during the construction phase, there is no impact to the soil fertility, and During the operation phase, so the project described that the emitted air pollutant from the project stock must be lower than those established in the air quality standards. So during the operation phase, the project is advised to lower the emitted air pollutant of the project. So the air quality, so during the construction phase, the gaseous pollutants from the construction machine and equipment are in accordance with the ambient air quality standards, and during the operation phase, the potential impact will cause the emitted pollutants from combustion of natural gas are in also accordance for the ambient air quality standards, which means the impact to the air quality is considered low. So for the noise level during the construction phase, additional mitigation measures by installation of temporary noise barrier. So during the operation phase, the noise level and annoyance level are in accordance with the applicable standard existing level. So therefore, the noise level impact is considered as low. So for the surface quality, during the construction phase, the uncontaminated wastewater from the construction site or the activities will be collected and conveyed to the inspection fund. For wastewater from utilization and consumption, a conveyed septic tank or prefabricated wastewater treatment system um, is constructed before discharge to the central wastewater treatment system. So for discharge of water for the 250 cubic meter from hydrostatic will be also conveyed to temporary sedimentation pond and reduced water spraying for dust diffusion control. So for the surface water from wastewater from electricity generating processes, therefore there is no impact in the surface water quality during this phase. So there is no mitigation measures. Cooling water also there's no mitigation measures. Drainage water there are no mitigation matters. But for the oil contaminated water will be gradually conveyed to an oil separator according to the project. So for the aquatic ecology, there is no significant impact and additional mitigation measures required. And for the operation phase, provision of mitigation measures and monitoring program for cooling water management are necessary according to the project. So for the transportation, there is no significant impact and additional mitigation measures required. For the water use during the construction phase, there is no significant impact as well as additional mitigation measures. And that's all for the AA process in Thailand. And I hope that clears the difference between the Philippines and Thailand AI process. So before I end this presentation, um, I would like to show you this process and timeline of governmental and private project. So for this is the project, the EA process and timeline for private project, in which this is also similar in the I showed you earlier, that the project component and the project developer revises the report, and the ONEP or the permitting agency will receive the AI report, and the ONEP submits its comments within the 15 days. So it's also the same with the project, because the Pluak Daing power plant project is a private project. And also this is the I showed you earlier that it is the process, AI process in Thailand, which makes it unique because there is in the AI, in the review of AI report, there is a timeline. There is 15 days, 15 days. I think the next one is 40 days or 30 days. And then if it is rejected, the ARC will still review it for 180 days, and if not, the ARC will disapprove, then the AA report will be revised, or they will make new AA report. So I hope those things are clear, and thank you for listening.